So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and we are here in Cumberland County today, next to kind of a busy highway, and we're down in Michaud State Forest. So I'm going to hike a small section of the Appalachian Trail in this video, and we'll probably head to some other places today as well. So let me show you on the map where I am, and then we'll get going. And of course, it's another breezy day. I gotta get those magnets to hold these maps down, but this is another map from Purple Lizard Company. They make some pretty cool maps. So, oops, there goes my Gatorade bottle. I'll get right back to you. Yeah, that Gatorade bottle is helping to hold my map down, but let me show you where we are. We're all the way up here. Close in a little bit here. Let me zoom in just a little bit for you. I'm parked along here on Route 34, and we're going to hike an area called Trents Hill. About a 2-mile section all the way over here to Route 94. Because in the past we did hike this section over here. It's about 2 miles, a little bit of uphill, downhill, and this will be one of my out and back hikes. Yeah, so pretty cool company if you've never checked them out. Purple Lizard Maps. So there is a little parking spot right there along Route 34, and to get to the Appalachian Trail you could hike along the road, because just to the north of that parking lot the trail crosses the highway, or just behind the parking lot there's a trail that takes you to the Appalachian Trail, to a really short one, which is probably the better idea because that road is pretty busy. Although we do have to cross it up here, but to walk along it would be a little bit nuts. There's a lot of cars going up and down there. You could probably still hear them. And up here is our road crossing. Of course, once we cross this road, we won't have to deal with any more of this for the rest of the hike until we come back. All right, made it across, but this is one of those road crossings that was a little nuts. The trail actually comes out on that side of the creek, but there's no indication of which way. You have to walk along the road a little bit, but there's no indication of which way to go. So I start going the other way. Anyway, Appalachian Trail Drive. We are where we're supposed to be. And into the woods we go. Because I'm still trying to get away from that traffic noise. A lot of big heavy trucks use that road. But we'll get more quiet as we go up further this hill, I think. Further up this hill. So if you've been following along on these adventures, these Appalachian Trail videos, you know I'm trying to do all the Appalachian Trail here in Pennsylvania, section by section. And I wasn't necessarily planning on doing anything here in Michaud State Forest just yet. I have a section up near the Delaware Water Gap to finish yet, from Smith Gap to Wind Gap. Just one more 8-mile section. So I'm waiting for a day that my friend John can drop me off and I can do the hike all at once, instead of doing any of my in and out hikes. So thought we'd just do this little 2-mile section today since I'm in the area. And I got some beautiful flowers already. Pinkster flowers, I believe they're called. You get those huge, well not huge, but those long stamens. Beautiful. And then somewhere up here we will stop and have lunch, I think. Didn't really eat breakfast this morning. Gonna try something new for lunch today. Something that was sent to me a little while ago. I haven't used it yet, but today is the day. There's a bunch more of those flowers. Getting much more quiet now. Beautiful day. And you know what I'm not hearing anymore? The highway. Just the birds. Sound of my feet walking on the trail. some more of those flowers growing all along the trail here. Sound of the wind in the trees. The insects haven't started up, and I'm not hearing those cicadas. You know, this is the year, you know, people are talking about the year of the cicadas. Brood X of the 17-year cicadas are emerging probably this month, anytime now. And we'll keep an eye open for them, because if they are emerging, you'll see their little dry exoskeletons that they leave on the trees as they molt out of them. Yeah, so when it comes to those 17-year cicadas, there are different broods of them. And actually there's annual cicadas too. We have cicadas here every summer here in Pennsylvania and most of the country. They're kind of these big black, like green and white bellies. And they're around every year. But then you have the 17-year cicadas, and some are 13-year cicadas. They don't all come out in the same year. There's different broods of them. So here in 2021, it's Brood X is coming out. And there's different regions in the country where they come out. There's maps online. If you type in 17-year cicada broods, you'll come across those maps. So the Brood X isn't coming up everywhere in the US, the eastern US, just certain parts. But it does include southeastern Pennsylvania. Because back in 2013, Brood 2 came out. So I remember seeing them back then. But they were a little bit further north of here, more in northeastern Pennsylvania. Well, actually, in the farm, that was my last spring on the farm, and they were there. So in northern Berks County, they came out. But where the range of Brood 2 ends, Brood X starts. But some are larger than others. Brood X is a much larger group than Brood 2. But I will probably make a video dedicated to just Brood X when they're definitely coming out. But so is every other YouTuber is going to have a video about the cicadas too. Some already have videos about them, about what's coming. What do we have over here? It's a Sasquatch structure, and that's what some people say stuff like this is, but I'm not sure. If there's someone building something out here, they used, it looks like they used grapevines to make this. Not sure what they're making exactly. Just one wall here along the trail. Yeah, not sure about that. Well, we'll just let it go. So it looks like the trail is starting to head downhill. I think we're at the crest of where the trail comes up here on Trents Hill. And I can already hear the next highway. Highway 94 is down that way. That's where we'll end this section hike. Of course, we have to come back. But we're gonna look for a place to sit and have something to eat, I think, before we get too close to the traffic. And I believe we have found our spot. Nice, clean, dry log to sit on. And we'll head on the trail a little bit. So like I said, I'm gonna try something new for lunch today. I got one of these, like, I guess they're called flatbread, and use something that was sent to me some time ago, trail butter. I think RC sent these to me, 3 of them. I just never got to use them yet, but today is the day. I'm gonna see what they taste like, you know, spread on here, kind of like, you know, like a peanut butter sandwich, sort of. We'll see. I've heard good reviews about these, so time to try it for myself, actually. And I had them sitting in the cabinet for a while. Sometimes you kind of forget about things, but I was rushing around through there the other day. I said, hey, I haven't used these yet, so alright. Alright, so here we go, a live taste test. Because I already licked it with my fingers, it's pretty good. Let's see what it tastes like with the... with the bread. It's pretty good. There was 2 packs of this. I probably should put the other pack on here too. But who knows? But it doesn't really matter. It's good. Yeah, that's actually really good. Thanks, RC. Like I said, I had these for several months. I haven't used them yet. Now I have to buy some more. Alright. I'll stop eating in front of you. So in all honesty, that was actually really, really good. It was better than what I was expecting, but I'm not quite sure what I was expecting. I never had it before, but that combination of that bread and that trail butter, yeah, that might replace what I've been taking a lot of my hikes. That was really good. There's different flavors. I forget that one. That one was like the honey and sea salt. And I think I have one that's like spiced chai, or chi, however you say it, that he sent me too. So, all right, I went to their website last night just to see what else they had, and they got quite a bit of stuff on their website. So I want to check them out. Trail butter. All right, in a little bit we're gonna get going again, but it's just a beautiful day. You can hear the birds singing, man. It's one of those, it's in the upper 60s, so it's not too warm, not too cold. I know recently I shared with you in a video about some life updates about, you know, how I might not be moving as soon as I was hoping. But I've been thinking a lot about that, you know, what kind of place I want to live at, you know. Part of me wants like some old historic home. Part of me wants to have that log cabin out in the woods. But on the drive here, my mind was just, I kept thinking over and over again just about just buying like a plot of land out in the woods, you know, a couple acres, and then buying one of those old school buses and turning that old school bus into like a little home. There's lots of videos on YouTube about people doing it. I guess they're called bus conversions, turning an old bus into a home. Hey, there's all different kinds of stuff you could do with that, and my mind's just been thinking about what I could do. You know, back that old bus up in the woods, and it wouldn't have to be like a permanent home. It could be just like a little retreat to go to on the weekends. You know, you could put a deck out front and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I'm just kind of thinking about that. I'll probably go home tonight, watch some more videos about that. All right, let's head back on the trail again. So I was wrong about going downhill. We're actually still going uphill. There was just a small little downhill section, so. Still haven't reached the crest of our hike here today, on this hike. It's not any kind of steep uphill, so it's pleasant. But I think when we get down towards Highway 94, it's a bit steeper. Just a beautiful stroll in the woods here today. So we're coming across several of these random like pits out here in the woods. There was just one over there which I didn't film, but then I saw another one. So I'm not quite sure. I know sometimes in these woods they had charcoal pits where they made charcoal. I'm not sure if that's what that is or not. Yeah, here's a whole section of those flowers. Filling the sides there. I know somebody's going to tell me that these are mountain laurel, and that's not what these are. They're not rhododendrons either. They're called pinkster flowers. They're in the same family. Mountain laurel will bloom later in June. They each have their own season. And mountain laurel does not have those long stamens. that I showed you earlier. And today is May 14th, I should point out, but you might not see this video till June. So someone will probably point that out, be like, hey, yeah, you said mountain laurel blooms in June, and it is June. Well, as of filming this video, it's not June yet, it's still mid-May. There's always a delay to my videos. Always, it seems every video I make, someone's like, oh, I just saw you, you know, I was just there today, I'm surprised I didn't see you. And it's like, well, you know, by the time you see a video that I upload, I haven't been at that place for several weeks. Or people get confused sometimes with the seasons. It's like, why is there no snow where you're at? Well, it's because this video is 2 weeks old. That's why. Just the way it works. I have a backlog of videos. Like right now, I have about 10 videos in backlog. Just works out well that way when it comes to having a YouTube channel. So just a random piece of advice. As always, when you're on the AT, you follow the white blazes. Right here, there's a split. There's a trail that goes off that way, and there's one that goes down that way. So which one do you take? It can get confusing sometimes because there is definitely a trail going down there, but this one has the white blaze on the tree. Every now and then, there's a section where the trail isn't blazed that well, and it can get really confusing. It looks like we are headed downhill now. Here's the downhill portion. So I haven't seen anyone else on the trail today, and I know that I'm actually the first person on this part of the trail today. There's always a way you can find out when you're a hiker. Some of you know why. It's spider webs. I've been running into a number of spider webs across the trail. That always lets you know that you're the first one, because the spiders, they make their webs across the trail at night, and then during the day, you know, unlucky hikers get to walk through those webs. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of, we're getting into the height of hiking season, even for the thru hikers. Some of the hikers I watch on YouTube have been through this area, but haven't passed anybody. Which that'll probably change. Whenever I say that, then later in the video I start passing all these people. But you should be able to hear the traffic. I'm getting close. This is a steeper downhill. And we'll have to turn around and come back. But it's not that long of a distance. Like I said, maybe 2 miles. Maybe 3, I don't know. I forget. I'll check the time then. So we'll go ahead and walk down to the end here together. At least most of the way. It's all pretty steep downhill. Well, not necessarily this part right here, but yep, there it is, Highway 94. And earlier this spring, we had hiked the section on the other side of the road. I'd seen some wood frogs over there. And we had stood right over there. All right, there we go. All right, so we are back up away from the highway and up that steep part of this hill there, up on a nice flat section. And I did just pass a whole group of people, well, a group of younger folk, almost like a Boy Scout troop. Yeah, I want to say that this section was more like 3 miles maybe, because I think it took me about an hour and a half to do this section. But I wasn't exactly moving that fast either. I was just kind of moseying along here today, since it was a shorter section, so maybe that's why. But anyway, somewhere between 2 and 3 miles. So as always, I won't do a whole lot of filming on the way back, since we already came this way. But at some point, I'll wrap this video up for you guys. We get closer to the parking area. Alright, so I can hear the traffic to Route 34 down there where we started, so a good place to end this video. Actually a really nice section to hike. Most of it's not too bad as far as being rocky or hilly, except for the last part. Anyway, I'm going to head to another location here. Head over to King's Gap. Do some hiking over there, I think. Alright, As always, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you around.